All right, guys, we're going to jump into solving inequalities. Now, we just finished our section over solving equations, right? Yep, we just did. Like, literally, you just took an assessment 5 minutes ago. Okay, today is not going to be a whole lot different. The notes are not going to be a whole lot different. We're running short on time, so I'm actually going to go through this fairly quickly. So if I say something that you got lost on, pause the video, go back, watch it again. But this is not overly difficult, okay? So we're going to talk about solving inequalities, okay? Clicking, there we go. This is a big part of it, okay? Put a star next to this. Open circle, closed circle. So when you're, let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys. If you have greater than or less than, it is an open circle. Does anybody know why it's an open circle? Give me numbers that are greater than 5. 6, 7, 8, any million. Numbers that are greater than. Hold on. What number did you not say? No. Hold on. If I tell you to give me a number that's greater than 5, what number did you not say? 5. You did not say 5 because 5 would be equal to it. Okay, so an open circle, yeah, we can start our dot there, but that means that that number is not included. I told you to give me numbers that are greater than 5, and you said 6, 7, 41 million, whatever. Okay, 6, 7. Okay, we said all that stuff. We said all that stuff, all the numbers that are bigger than. That's what the open circle means. That means that that number is not included. Is that fair? That number is not included. Now, if I say closed circle, greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, give me a number that's greater than or equal to 5. 5. Hold on, that's usually what everybody does. Everybody immediately jumps to the equal number. Why? Because that number is equal to it. It is equal to it. So people, that's why it's a closed dot. That number is included. Is that fair? Does everybody understand the difference? Okay, just so that you understand what's going on. That equal sign, an easy way to say it, does it take more ink to do that one or do that? Which one takes more ink to write? The one with the equal sign, right? That takes more ink, which means when I'm drawing my circles, that should take more ink also. I've got to fill it in, so it takes more ink. Okay, more ink equals more ink. Okay, that's just an easy way to remember. All right, here we go. Solving inequalities. Basically, it's the same thing as solving equations. Fair? Add or subtract, graph the inequality on number line to show the solution set. Okay, so we'll get to the graphing here in just a second. All right, here we go. X plus 8 is less than 12. How would I solve that if it was x plus 8 equals 12? How would I solve this? Just don't, it's not rocket surgery. Okay, so just stick with me. How would I solve this? Subtract 8 from both sides, yes? Don't let that be any different. Don't let this be any different. Okay, this is still minus 8, minus 8. Don't let the arrow mess with you, okay? Don't get confuzzled because of an arrow. So here we go. We've got x is less than, what's 12 minus 8? 4, okay? Now, here's where it's new, okay? We want numbers that are less than 4. Please close your Chromebook. We want numbers that are less than 4, okay? Now, what is my number? I always do it like this, 3, 4, 5. I always put the number in the middle, and I always do 2 numbers on either side. So positive 4. Is it an open circle or a closed circle? Open, and it's less than. It's less than. Now, if the arrow is on the left-hand side, you can always just go in the direction of the arrow. So which way is this arrow pointing? It's pointing left, so I'm going to shade left. What does that mean? That everything that direction will be true in this statement. Pick a number that's less than 4. 2. What's 2 plus 8? Is 10 less than 12? True statement. Anything less than 4 will be true in that inequality. That's what we're trying to find, all the numbers that are true. You can go all the way down to negative whatever, negative 100. Negative 100 plus 8 would be negative 92. Is negative 92 less than 12? Yes, it is. So anything less than 4 will work in that inequality. That's what we're finding. Make sense? All right, here we go. Go ahead and work on number, or the second one while I'm working on it, okay? I'm just going to walk through it. We do our T. What do? What do you think, guys? We're going to add 9 to both sides. Plus 9, plus 9. So I've got x is greater than 13. So 12, 13, 14. Open circle or closed circle? Open circle because there's no equal sign on the bottom. There's no equal sign, so it's open circle. Which way is this shading? Greater than, which is to the right. Okay, be very, very careful. Some of these problems, you might end up with the x on the right-hand side. Okay? Same rules apply. Letters left, numbers right. Okay, if the arrow points to the letter, it's always going to go left. Okay, kind of like this one. The arrow is pointing to the which way? Left. It's pointing to the letter, which is the left. If it points to the letter, it goes to the left. If it points at the number, it goes to the right. Okay, so if the x is on the other side, it's basically just backwards. Is everybody okay? Everybody good? Cool. Let's go to number 4, just for the sake of time. Go. Start working on that while I'm erasing, and we'll get going. First of all, open circle, closed circle. Closed, because it has a what, guys? It has a line, an equal sign. Well, we'll see. If you flip the equation around, which you can do, you also have to flip the arrow. You also have to flip the arrow. If you want to rewrite it and you're like, man, I like the letter to be on the left-hand side, great, but you have to flip the arrow with it. Okay, that's the tricky part about inequalities. The arrows, if you're going to flip the equation so that the letter's on the left-hand side, that's fine, but you have to flip the arrow. Okay? All right, here we go. Here's my x. I got -7, so I'm going to do what, guys? I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I've got -5 is greater than or equal to x. To me, that's kind of funky. Yes? So I'm going to flip it. Just because I can't, you do not have to do this. You do not have to flip it over. Please understand that. You do not have to flip it over. Okay, but I'm going to. X is less than or equal to -5. If you do that, if you flip around everything, don't forget to flip the arrow. Do not forget to flip the arrow. That is incredibly important. Okay, because right now, this is pointed at the x, yes? Everybody look? So when I flip it, it should still be pointing at the x. Everybody gets that, right? All right, here we go. What's my number? Negative. Okay, so I got -4, -5, -6. Remember, negatives go backwards. Remember number lines, negatives go that way. What kind of circle? Closed circle to the which way? Left. You can do it this way, that's fine. But remember, if it's pointing at the letter goes left. Okay, remember, it's backwards if the letter's on the right-hand side. Everybody good? Cool. Let's talk about multiplying or dividing. I wanted to kind of skim through one-step inequalities, which is fine. I really, really, really want to get to this. Okay, this is extremely, extremely important. I know I'm kind of flying through this, but just stick with me. Okay, stick with me. This is very important. You're going to multiply or divide both sides by the coefficient. Here we go. This is the part that is extremely important, and you're going to see this now. This is not like an Algebra 1 rule. This is a math rule that you're going to have through Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2. You're going to have this for the rest of your life. This is a math rule. Yes? Like, well, all these are math rules. It's not like none of these are just Algebra 1. If you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip the arrow. You have to. You absolutely, the arrow flips. Not when you multiply into a negative, but if you multiply by a negative, I'm going to flip the arrow. Is everybody with me? If you multiply or divide by a negative, what do you do, guys? Flip the arrow. Always. Always. Okay, then you're just going to graph it like normal. Cool. Number 1, let's do this one really, really quick. Do you see, is there a negative? So is this one going to flip? So I divide by 5, yes. X is less than 5. So what number am I talking? 5. What kind of circle? Open to the left. Pretty simple. So let's go 5, open to the left. Okay, like I said, I'm kind of flying through this. I really, really want to get to the negatives because none of this is Crazy, right? What was this one? Do you guys remember? Now, this one, are you multiplying by a negative or are you multiplying into a negative? Into a negative. Is a negative over here with the variable? No, so don't worry about it. Just do the math. If the variable has the negative, if the variable is over here, then we're going to have issues. Okay, but right now we don't. This is just -4, which is okay. What's 3 times 4, or 3 times -4? -12. So x is greater than or equal to -12. Don't let the fact that the other side has a negative confuse you. Please nod. Tell me that you're listening. Does that make sense? Okay, a lot of nodding. Good. Is everybody good? Show me thumbs up that you're still with me. Everybody's good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So -12, -11, -13. Remember, it's backwards. This one's going to be what kind of circle? Close to the right. Close to the right. All right, here we go. -3x is less than or equal to -12. Now what do you see? What am I going to divide by, guys? What? Look at it again. What am I solving for? I'm solving for x. What is the number that I'm going to have to divide by? Nope. What's with the x? -3. It's kind of like this. If I have -3x equals 12, wouldn't I just divide by -3? Yes? Whoops. That's -3. Yes? This doesn't change. This doesn't change just because it has an arrow. It's the same rules. The same rules apply when you're talking about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, all that stuff. The only difference is now we just have arrows instead of equal signs. Now instead of saying x equals 2, now you have like a unlimited number of answers. Okay? So here we go. I divide by -3. I divide by -3 because if I do something to one side, what do I have to do? I got to do it to the other side. So if I divide by -3, what did I just tell you? Anytime you multiply or divide by negative, you have to, everybody, when you multiply or divide by negative, you must flip the arrow. Thank you. Flip the arrow. So now the -3 cancels. I've got x. Less than now becomes what? Greater than or equal to. Thank you. What's -12 divided by -3? +4. Good? +4. Close circle to the which way? To the right. If you don't flip the arrow, you're going to shade the wrong direction, and all those solutions that you think you have right actually don't work. Okay, these solutions would work. Give me a number that's greater than 4. 6. Okay, he said 6. -3 times 6. What is -3 times 6? -18. Is -18 less than -12? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Think about water. You're further underwater than you are at -12. That is lower. So that is a true statement. That's why you flip the arrow. You told me 6, which is over here. If you would have gone to one of these numbers, give me a number that's less than 4. 3. What is -3 times 3? -9. Is -9 less than -12? No, that is false. If you would have not flipped the arrow, you would have had an incorrect shading. Does that make sense? That's why you have to flip the arrows. Do the number 4. Go. We're not going to get to the word problems today, which is fine. This will be the last example. We can get to that later. Is this one where you flip the arrow? Yeah. What are you multiplying by? Hold on. Is there a negative over there on the side with the letter, with the variable? Yes, there is. So I'm going to take that negative with me when I multiply, yes? If I do that, what do I have to do? Everybody? Everybody? Thank you. We're going to flip that. Sear that into your brain. Sear that into your brain. You've got to know that. I would bet you a paycheck that's going to be on your test. It's going to be on your test. I promise you that's going to be on your test. We want to make sure that you know that you have to flip that arrow. And that's not just for this lesson. Later on, we're going to get to where we have to graph inequalities with like lines and stuff like that, and shading, shading above, shading below the line, y equals mx plus b. You've got to know to flip the arrow. That rule is going to come back, I promise you. All right, here we go. So we do this. What is negative 5 times 6? Negative 30. I've got the x down here. This was greater than, what is it now? Less than. So we shade negative 30, negative 29, negative 31. Remember, negatives are backwards. Open circle to the, no, left, left, less than, left. They both start with a what? L. And another trick, okay, less than what? Left hand. Left hand, less than. Left hand, less than. Left side. Everything starts with an L. Everybody good? We will come back to this. Okay, I know I just rushed through this, but it's because I'm not going to be here on Friday, so I want to make sure that we got through these notes. Okay, hold on. 1 to 5, how do you feel on this? I see some 3s. That's fine. It's first day. I get it. Some 2s, some 3s. We're going to go back over this. We are 100% going to go back over this. Okay, good job. If you need to, go back watch the video again. You might want to watch this, okay? All right, you guys are good.